On April 28th, 2020, at the above service address, there was a problem with either the contents of the carts or at the solid waste collection point along your alley or curb line. This could include items such as uncontained household garbage, building material, litter, carpet, yard waste, hazardous waste, large items, tires, and auto parts. Hello, Minneapolis landlord. This is John Stiles with Bridge Realty, helping you maximize your property value. I just want to bring you a quick tip for when you or your property manager receives a letter such as this from the city of Minneapolis. And one thing that's important to understand before we get too far into it is that the city of Minneapolis has a tiering system for your rental license. And if you have a property there, hopefully you are already very familiar with this. But just to recap, if you're in Tier 1, that allows you to be on an 8-year inspection cycle. Once you go to Tier 2, you're on a 5-year inspection cycle. And if you get up to Tier 3, you're going to have a rental inspection every single year. Not only are your inspections more frequently with a higher tier, but you're also going to be paying more in your annual rental fee. So how do they come up with these tiers? It's all based on this lengthy point system. There's a lot of different things depending on the number of inspections you had, number of violations you've had, letter of intent to condemn the property, or lack of maintenance. And as you'll see right here, one of the line items is a solid waste dirty collection point warning letter. Now, thankfully, they do allow you to have one of these warning letters without penalty. But if you get up to 2 of these letters, and this is in a 2-year time period, you go ahead and get 5 extra points put on to your total score. Now, if we scroll down here, we can see that you can have up to 20 points and still remain in Tier 1. Between 21 to 34 points, you're going to be in Tier 2. And then once you get to 35 or more points, you're going to be in Tier 3. So it's definitely important to pay attention to the different factors that are adding up and scoring you in your tier system. Now, when I received this letter just yesterday, I was worried. I was worried that I was going to have to clean up a big mess, and who knows who put that stuff there. It could be one of my tenants, or it could be somebody random in the neighborhood, or even not from the neighborhood, just drove by and decided to dump stuff in my trash collection place. Now, thankfully, when I inspected the property this morning, everything was as it should be. The carts were in place, and there was no trash outside of the carts in my yard. I did notice that the neighboring property had lots of trash in the yard. Now, there's just a fence that separates our trash collection places, but clearly their place was dirty and my place was tidy. Now, I called the city solid waste and recycling department this morning, and they were able to pull up the issue and view pictures for when it was inspected. And they did see in the pictures that it was the same as I saw it this morning. The issues with the trash on the ground were in the neighboring property, but whoever inspected the property decided to cite both of our properties just to make sure everything was covered, I guess, and make sure the problem gets addressed. Well, I think this was wrong. I asked to speak to the supervisor. Unfortunately, they weren't available, so I did have to leave them a message, but I asked them to remove the record for my property because I do not want this letter being held against me when it was the neighbor's yard that has the trash issue. So we'll see how this unfolds. But as I've been thinking about this, one other tip I came up with is it's a good idea to have one of your tenants to check your trash collection point on a weekly basis. Just the day of trash pickup or maybe the day before to make sure things are kept tidy. Obviously as a landlord, you're most likely not at the property on a daily basis. Unless you have a very large property, you probably don't have an on-site caretaker or staff person. So in your small multifamily property, it's important to identify at least one tenant who's responsible and who can report to you if there is an issue at the trash collection point, so you can avoid these type of letters. Like I said, you can get one of these letters without penalty, but you definitely don't want them to be adding up to more than 2 in any given 2-year time period. So I just want to bring that quick tip to you. I hope that's helpful. Hope you got something out of it. If you liked this information, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and go ahead and comment below to let me know what you took away from this. Thank you so much, and I wish you well. See you next time.